Right, we'll just get sorted here. Start testing things. Right. So it appears we do have audio and video, my friends. So let us get ourselves a bit organized here. So my friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody is safe and well. My friends, rather busy beaver week with the working on the Krone BiG M 500 here, which is an upcoming mod by MyGamesteam. So that is mods.mygamesteam.com. If you want to check out his particular mods. He also has a Patreon, and basically there are bonus mod vehicles that are exclusive to Patreon. Now obviously you will have to become a member of his Patreon, and it is a kind of a paid kind of thing. I don't know what the prices are. I think it starts at like $5 a month or something, and there are different levels. The usual Patreon stuff. So yeah, he does have some exclusive mods that are only available on his Patreon. If you want to check that out. So yeah, mods.mygamesteam.com is where you go. You'll find all the details. And of course, he does have regular mods as well. He put out a new truck this morning. I don't know if I have it actually. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I put that truck on the game save or not. I did not. I don't know if I have it. I'll take a look. I may not have it. Oh, that is loud. Whoa. Holy crap, that is loud. What is... Oh, there's the volume master, no wonder. Oh, that is very loud. Vehicle volume is way too high as well. Look at that, look. What the hell am I doing here? Music volume, environmental volume, radio volume, GUI. Okay, that's what we want. Options. Reset all. Downloadable content. So I've been working on this McHale baler here. This McHale baler got an update. 2.1. So adjust the brand colors to real color. Now it consumes additive for silage, added rear work camera, added real lights. So basically there's a bunch of updates here. This is Sam N modding, and then this other person here, so that's 2.1. I've been doing a little bit of work on that mod this morning because I wanted to check it out. I don't know if I have his new truck or not. He released a new monster truck on his website. It doesn't appear that I have it, I'm afraid. So yeah, I do not have the new MyGamesteam mod. I have been making some updates privately to the Roper Roocrop cart. As you can see here, it says changelog 1.001, added new object changes. I've been doing a little bit of work on that privately. The stair, I've been working on the stair as well, privately. We have a new kind of idea and for this particular mod here. So in 1.2, we have an animated handbrake via Simple IC. And we're actually going to have some Simple IC sounds with that animated handbrake as well. Some fender color options, some new roof light options. The multicolored beacon light is going to be in there. The front winch is going to be in there. So this is kind of a beta change like here for 1.2. So I don't know when these mod updates are going to come out, or if they are going to come out. I have no idea. Excuse me. So yeah, I've been working on the Pottinger. I've also been working on this mod here that Tony sent me, Tony Miff, who is a Twitch streamer. Where is that truck? Where the hell is that thing? Here it is, the Warrior. So this thing. Basically, this is a Way Too Drunk to Walk is the author apparently. So basically, these are a combination of two mods from Farming Simulator 19. It was an FS19 mod. You had the Lizard Warrior truck, right, from 19, and then on the back of it, it has the the cotton bale module, you know, the module X thing from. So basically, someone has combined both of those mods into one single mod. So I converted it from 19 to 22 myself. I've been doing further work on it this morning to try and update some other aspects of it to bring it more up to date to FS22 standards. For example, the gears, you know, the motor configuration. I've overhauled the motor configuration. I added beacon lights to it. I added some color options. I don't know if they're going to work though, because I haven't tested them yet, whether they're actually working in game or not. So you know, the truck might have some errors. Just be aware of that. You know, anything that I'm showing off here is basically just beta state. You know, so you know there may or may not be some errors and issues that are, you know, kind of present. You know, but you know, as we go through things, like with any mod testing, we eliminate them as we, you know, as we move forward, as we go along. So, for example, the Krone BiG M 500 here, you know, we spent most of this week bug testing, looking for bugs and fixing things, adding things. So, you know, there are some, you know, significant changes from the previous beta build of the BiG M that I showed off previously last week, whenever that was. I'm just going to take a quick look at this Road Warrior here. So this is the Warrior Module V. Okay. So that's what the truck looks like. So I added a beacon light option to that. Right, that's working. I don't know if the colors are working. I honestly don't. Okay. All right, that's okay. That's working. No, that one isn't working for some reason. The top one isn't working. Here, look. So the color material was not found. Oh, I forgot to put in the notes of the license plate, so that's what's generating that. Basically, I put in the XML entry for the license plate, but I forgot to put in the bloody nodes. So that's what's generating that area there. So the given material for module X curtain underscore matte not found in material configuration. So basically, I didn't set up the XML correctly, obviously. So this part here, see this brown part, the curtain. I don't know. The material number I used was probably 1 or 0, so I haven't set it up right. Yeah, but I know what's generating those errors, and I will get them fixed. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put a license plate on this. I really don't. I'll be able to put a license plate on the front. Dak Porklord, how are you, sir? How are things? Hope you're tuning. Thank you for tuning in, sir. Hope you're well. I'll be able to put a license plate on the front of it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to put it on the back. So it's easy to put a license plate on the front. Where am I going to put the license plate on the back, though? You know, there's nothing there. I mean, I could put it underneath here. I don't know. Or I just might leave it off. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, what I do, Depoglord, is I use a pre-existing mod with the license plate nodes kind of in there already, you know. And what I do is I kind of I you know, there's different ways of doing it, but what I do is I use if let's say I want to put license plate on this, right? I would use another mod, load it into the i3D, look for where the nodes for the license plate are, copy them, and then I'd put them into the main body of where I wanted to go, as in terms of this truck here, and then just move the nodes around. You know, now there's a lot of other ways you can do it, but that's kind of how I do the license plates. You know, so a lot of what I do is basically just copy and pasting, really. You know. No, not necessarily the XML. You actually have to copy the nodes, or you can create them from scratch in the i3D. So the license plates themselves can be found in the the US map. You know, the folders for the US map. You'll have to go through the folder structure of the US map, but the license plate i3D elements are in there. That's where they're located. So what you would do is you go into you would open up this mod in Giants Editor. You would create a new transform group. You would rename it to something appropriate like license plate front or license plate back. Then you would find the location of where that i3D element is for the actual license plate itself. So it is located on the Elm Creek map. So you'll have to go through the folders and find where it is. You load in the element, you copy and paste it into the transform node, and then you copy that then into the main body of the mod itself. Now, that probably doesn't make much sense. It would probably be a lot better to have a video on that, but you know, I've got so much stuff going on at the moment. I just don't have time for it, to be perfectly honest. Anyways, look, so that's the build module thing here. So Tony wanted me to convert this from 19 to 22. It's a nice mod. It is actually a nice mod. The log is clean on it. It should be, except for you know the not setting up the color of this canopy piece. See this brown piece up here? I haven't set that up correctly in the XML, but other than that, it's fine. And I'll get that fixed. But yeah, it's a nice mod. Oh, so the beacon lights are from they're from the stair. You know, the ones that I use from the stair, the awesome looking ones. So what is this? This is a cotton loading truck, basically. It's 2 Farming Simulator 19 mods in one. It's the Lizard Road Warrior, and then it's the Module X. So someone has done a job in it, obviously, put it in place. So I was kind of challenged to convert this from 19 to 22. I put in the sound schemes. There is a problem. As you can see here, look, so these are the hoses, right? So these hoses are not, they don't move, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So when I lower it back down, so that's kind of the default position of these hoses here. So, you know, they're not set up properly, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And the hoses will have to be fixed. Now, hoses are beyond my skill level. Someone else is going to have to, someone smarter than me is going to have to be able to do that, because these are, you have to actually have a movement with the pistons, you know. And that is beyond my skill level. I might pass that off to MyGamesteam or something like that. He can probably do it. So basically, look, it just loads cotton belts. So it's a 2-in-1, you know what I mean? So took a little bit of time to get the XML working properly. I had to do it a couple of times to get it, you know, functioning and set up properly to load the cotton belts correctly. But there you go. So yeah, it holds 2 square bales. So originally it held 4 bales. I didn't like the idea of it holding 4, because where would it, you know, hold the 4 bloody bales? So in the FS22 version, then you do have the Module X. So it's here, look. So Giants though have this set up to hold round and square bales. That's kind of the big difference between the 19 version and the 22 version. It holds both bale types. But I've only set this up to support square cotton bales. Eventually, I will create a separate XML for round bales, and what I'll do is I'll have like 2 different kind of trucks with different color schemes and that type of thing, so you'll be able to visually tell them apart. You know, which is cotton and which is square bales. I am using the sound scheme from the Road Warrior, or not the Road Warrior, the Pinnacle. So this thing, where is it? No, this thing. It's using the sound scheme from this. Everything works on it. So yeah, everything is fully functional. I have also some other beacons. I took a mod if I send you. You need them to. Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll take a look at them. Why not, indeed? And you can then unload. So it behaves exactly the same as you know, the module, the in-game Module X. You know, it is basically just the Module X on the back of a truck. That's how you would look at it, really. You know, it's kind of a two-in-one job. I thought it was a good idea. You know, I'm surprised someone hasn't actually done it yet. Maybe they have. I'm not sure. For example, you could potentially take this truck here. Right, so there is a mod out there at the moment where this is an extended bed, right? So you could take this 3D model, right? You could take the Module X from the base game, and you could kind of, you know, do a little blender job and combine them together, you know, and kind of make kind of this kind of thing. Yeah, I think so as I said, this was originally a 19 mod. Apparently there's some kind of controversy about this thing, who stole what and who did who. There were some names mentioned in the, you know, the kind of the release of it and that type of thing. So basically, this is kind of just a private version. It's not going to be made public or anything like that. You're not going to see it on the quote-unquote dodgy websites. You know, it was just for private purposes, kind of just a private mod, private conversion. So yeah, don't expect to see it on the old dodgy websites. So I guess the kind of the point of the stream is we're going to take a look at the new updated version of the Krone BiG M 500 and kind of take a look at the progress. So we have spent the last week working on the mod, fixing stuff, adding new stuff in. We're going to go to nighttime first because I need to show you some things. We're going to go in cab. There, that is simple IC. So these are your X's for your simple IC functions. So the sounds are still not working. I have an idea. I have a theory why that is. The OGG files, the sound files, the OGG files from Farming Simulator 19. I don't think they're being carried over or being recognized in FS22. I think that has something to do with the metadata, you know. So what I'm thinking of going to do is I'm going to convert all my OGG files back to WAV, which they were originally, and I'm going to reconvert them to OGG, and I'm going to look at other. Yeah, I'm going to have to contact MyGamesteam and ask him about it. But I think it's something to do with the metadata in the OGG files. I think the game is not recognizing the FS19 sound files. That's my theory, anyways. So yeah, so let me take you through the interior cab here. Obviously, you have the X's here for simple IC. Okay. So a lot of all of the issues, as far as I am aware, had now been fixed in cab. So let me show you what happens when you turn on the engine. So I'm going to show you over here as well. So the key is now animated, so that's working now again. We now have all of the glow shader lights in. So basically all these lights are colored. So these are called glow shader, which is the script used. So you can see they're all orange look, and green and orange, right? So if you go up here to the panel and I start turning things on, you can see that the all these are now green colored as well, where they were white previously. So we have a display up here. We have the beacon lights. So that's the beacon lights, and we have beacon lights there. So basically all of the internal dashboard lighting are now functioning properly in terms of the colors. So a lot of all these lights here that you see were just basically white. They had no color to them previously. We've also fixed the animation on the the turn indicators, left and right. If I turn on the light here, it might give you a bit of a so you might be at the action. So yeah, there's an animation to this, look. So it moves up and down. Okay. So we turn on the internal light there. So basically all of the internal lights and the dashboard displays and all these buttons and everything are all functioning properly now. As I said, the ignition key is now animated. The size of the display are now fixed as well. Do you remember last time you could not see all the text here? Look. So MyGamesteam has fixed all the size. The font size was way too small previously. He's fixed all that, right? So it's now perfectly readable. You can actually see that the in-game time is actually here. So there's a clock up here. Look, it says 1:19 and it's 1:19 in-game. So all of the features here are now functioning correctly. All the dashboards are working. And basically everything looks as it should be. There's a little bit of an issue here. I'm going to have to ask MyGamesteam about here. You can see the clock. It says 1:20. You can see that there's a little section of the wand there is cut off. So I think maybe that's gonna need to be adjusted a little bit. Yeah, it might the node may need to be pulled out slightly. Oh, we're at 5x speed. So you can guess what kind of looks from the outside. So you can see that the reflectors reflect on the ground. You have the reverse light and reverse beam. So everything functions as it should. The brake lights work. Just want to test and make sure. Well, yeah, eventually it will be released on MyGamesteam's official website, but it's going to be a while. There's a lot of things to do on the mod yet. A lot of things. So we have the basic lights functioning as well. Just want to make sure that everything is functioning as it should. So it's a little bit of a feature here that we built into the mod, which basically the ladder here has lights. Look. So for the the cab driver when he's getting up the ladder at night time, it's illuminated for him. Safety feature, obviously. The ladder is animated as well. I don't know if you can see that. So the ladder actually moves in and out. Okay, so that's another feature that we have here. So in the real world, I want to show you this. We built this in 19. Let me show if I can get up here and show it to you. That is. There we go. So you see that thing there? See that? Look, it looks like a ball. See that there? Look, that piece there. So in the real world, right? What you would do is when the driver gets out of the cab, right? You see that little black ball there? What he does is he puts his foot in it, right, in the real world, and then the ladder moves outwards. You know what I mean? So it's spring-loaded, that type of thing, you know? So when you push down on the ball, the rubber ball, the ladder comes out. So obviously the driver can get out. So we actually built that into the mod. I don't know, a lot of people probably don't appreciate how much detail we put into this bloody mod. But there are actually springs inside here. Now, I can't get a good angle on that, but they are actually there. There they are. Look. Oh, God damn it. Son of a bitch. But anyways, yeah, underneath the ladder here, there are springs that we built into the mod, you know. So it's small details like that, you know what I mean, that shows you the kind of level of detail that we put into this thing, you know. to try and make it look as accurate as the real world, Big M500, So we did some work on the decals. So basically, some of the about 3 or 4 of the decals were kind of, they weren't positioned quite right. So basically, we making some adjustments to the decals and fixing those kind of things. So the big thing in this particular version of the mod, Charles, how are you, sir? How are things? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, sir. So the big difference between the 19 version and the 22 version, and this is something that MyGamesteam has put in the last couple of days. So let's go for a drive. I don't know if you can see that, my friends, but the skirting on the Big M500 is now animated. It's moving. Look. You see that? And you can see it over here as well. Look. So that is that's the new feature on the Krone BiG M500 is the animated skirting. And it all like moves and sways and that type of thing. So it's not rigid. There's actually an animation and movement to it. That, my friends, is based on the Big M450. So the Big M450 has a similar design. It's kind of a skinned mesh. You can see it there, look, it's moving, look. So you see how the cloth, there's a cloth effect, and it's animated and swaying and that type of thing. So you see that? And it moves there, look. So I wanted that feature in the Big M500. And I'm very happy that MyGamesteam has been able to replicate that, at least our own version of it. It's not identical, but it's our own implementation of the same idea. So that is the big kind of difference between the 19 version and the 22, is that we have these animated cloth skirtings around the moors, which is realistic to the real world, vehicle, as it were. So that's the big thing that we've been doing all week, and along with other things, a lot of bug fixes and that type of thing. So we have we fixed the flagpole. I don't know if you remember on the last stream, the flagpole was missing and invisible, so that's fixed now. There are some issues in terms of the movement of the animation, the movement of the flag. It acts a little bit weird. Watch this, look. See the way it's kind of jittering forward. So it seems the movement animation seems to be linked to the speed of the vehicle. So you can see how the sway animation of the flag is much more natural when it's stationary. But as I reverse, it starts to speed up. Look. So basically, that tells me that the movement of the flag is linked to the speed of the vehicle. So we may have to decouple that, or give it its own independent, animations and speed characteristics, without linking it to the actual speed of the vehicle, because it does look weird. Its movement is very, very off-putting. I don't like it. So yeah, we'll get that fixed. You're using the Roper root crop card with the green beacon. Awesome, sir. Awesome. We're talking about this. Do you want to take a so I've been working on an update to the Roper root crop part. So basically, I've been building in some new kind of animations and that type of thing. So let me get you both versions. We'll just take a quick look at this, because I have been doing some work offline in this thing. Now we'll get the Amity version. Let's move this out of the way. So yeah, I have been making some updates to the Roper root crop card here. One of the big difference between, you know, the kind of release version and this one is the wheels are different. So they're actually a different design. I've also been making more changes to the decals. I'm gonna have to check that one there. That doesn't look right. So there's a new decal added there, but it's not positioned properly. I can clearly see that it's not. Yeah, that is not positioned properly. That is actually floating off the vehicle there. So I'm going to have to fix that one. So there's a new decal here. Hopefully that one is all right. Let's take a look at that one there. That one is fine. So yeah, I've been messing around with the decals. Trying to make them kind of more different and add more object changes to each various version of the mod, so they actually look different. So as I said, the wheels now look quite different from the Amity Tech version. The different set of wheels compared to the Roper version. Look. So two different independent crawler tracks are now present on the mod. And yeah, I've been making some kind of updates and adjustments to the Roper root crop cart here, and that is also available from mods.mygamesteam.com. There is a public release version, so what you're seeing here is kind of my own private kind of version of it. So let's see what this actually looks like once it starts mowing. So I want to see when the wind bend starts and finishes. So is the skirting still moving? It is. Okay, that's fine. That's what I was wondering about. Let's put it down. So what are we on? We're on widespread. Is the cloth still animated? It is. Yay! So that's awesome. Well done, MyGamesteam, sir. Well done. That is fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Yeah, it's still moving. So that's brilliant. That's exactly what I wanted from the mod. Very happy about that. So yeah, as I said, the mod here, the Big M500, it's still very much in an alpha state. It's not close to being ready or anything. There's still a lot of adjustments to do. So for example, there's a bug here. So you see these pieces here, these green triangle pieces, right? So watch what happens when I go to the front. See the way they're invisible like that, look? So basically there's a problem here with these. You know, they should be invisible, but they're not. So we're gonna have to fix that basically. We actually had the same problem in 19, so it's crept back into 22. But we gotta fix the 19, so there shouldn't be any issue getting it fixed in 22. So yeah, if you don't know, this is the Krone BiG M 500. It's based on a real-world machine, obviously. It is a 13.2 meter self-propelled mower, 520 horsepower base horsepower. It has multiple modes in terms of widespread, swath mode, left and right swath, that type of thing. This is the kind of the United or the US configuration. So for example, you have simple IC features. You can actually see the engine inside. You have the door here as well that opens up. So the engine is fully modeled inside, and it actually has a shaking animation. So it actually moves. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is actually an animation to the engine. So she kind of vibrates, I guess is the best description of it. So you have this here obviously holds the def canister, holds your batteries. This is the VIN plate. So if you can actually read this, and it actually has all the specifications of the Krone BiG M 500 listed on it. So that's the kind of level of detail that we went into this thing. Look. There is a drum inside here that actually spins, which is based on the real world BiG M 500. So there's an animated drum inside that actually spins. In the real world, all these panels would open up like this. So there would be panels here that would open up as well. So see this section here? In the real world, those panels would open up. In the real world, this panel here would open up. See this piece here? That would also open up and then reveal, you know, other parts of the engine and that type of thing. So we've done our very best to kind of create a, you know, it's not 100% representative of the real world BiG M 500. It's kind of our attempt to kind of replicate, you know, the kind of the functionality of the BiG M 500. So, you know, we had to work within the confines of the 3D model we were, you know, presented with, you know what I mean? So, we you know, it was an existing 3D model from Farming Simulator 13. So yeah, it dates from Farming Simulator 13. And basically, it's been updated over the years by something like 80 different people have worked on this mod over the years. So it was in FS13, 15, 17, and so on. You know what I mean? So it's been updated by numerous people. So you know, I approached MyGamesteam back in early in 2019, February 2019, I think it was. Approached them about it, and basically, it took us 10 months of work, but we've more or less rebuilt the entire mod from scratch. You know, this is the most high quality, advanced version of the Krone BiG M 500 that exists out there. You will not find a better looking mod anywhere for the BiG M 500. All this shit in here, we rebuilt all of this. All this section in here, the PTOs, the brass springs, all this area was completely rebuilt from scratch. So we rebuilt the mowers, rebuilt all the piston pieces. So all the decals, everything. The entire cabin was rebuilt. Obviously, all these pieces were rebuilt. The engine was built from scratch. These doors had to be taken off and put animations on it. Rebuilt all these PTO sections were all built from scratch in Blender. All this area here, everything back here is pretty much rebuilt. All these pieces here. Yeah, I mean, we more or less, I would say we rebuilt the mod probably 95% compared to the original, 3D model. Probably 95% is rebuilt. Very little of the original mod is actually still intact, So yeah, very, very proud of the work, as it were, that was put into this. And we're working on the 22 version, obviously. And I've just given you a kind of an example of some of the stuff that we've done here with the, all the cabin lights now are functioning properly. You can now actually read the interior dash, whereas you couldn't previously. The key is animated, so it actually turns now. Okay. See that there? Screens come on. You can see the RPM actually go up, look. Oh, no, no. So if I turn off the engine or the motors, the RPM will go down. If I turn it on again, it goes up, look. So it's about 2050 RPM. It shows you the real in-game time, which is 11:31. It shows you your fuel capacity. It shows you how many hours that you've actually mowing and worked. That is a reverse camera. Let's turn on the, so you have swath options, obviously. You have wide spreading, swath dropping, left swath and right swath. So we're going to put on a swath dropping. Most people are going to use this mode. So at 13.2 meters, you can swath a lot of grass. This is one of the big advantages of this. It is self-propelled. You can put it on a worker. And you can just let the worker do his thing, basically. You can come along then with your bait or whatever, and do baiting or whatever. So we'll just do a little bit of work around the borders here. Cut a little bit of grass. So this is what it looks like inside. As I said, it shows you your speed, your current speed. So the working speed of this mower is 20 kilometers per hour or 12 mph, because that's based on the real world vehicle. The RPM is based on the real world vehicle as well. It shows you the maximum road speed, which is 50 kilometers per hour or 24 mph. Once your fuel gets to the bottom, there's a warning that will go off as well. I may be able to demonstrate that. Ah, shit. Okay. Not quite what I wanted. I wanted to set it. No, I'm an idiot. That's not what I want. I need to set it to like 10 liters. Right, so you can see there, look, that the fuel is almost gone. Let's set it to a little bit lower. No, wrong button, Richard. Let's set it to like, I don't know, like 3 liters. Want to see will the warning go off? Let's fold this. Let's fold this. Let's go for a little bit of a drive. I want to see can I get it to I want to hear if the warning actually goes off on this thing. Let's set it to 1. So there should be 1 liter left in the tank now. So you can see there the wind bend, look. Oh. Oh, the engine just died to me, look. Oh, shit. Well, there you go. I'm out of fuel. So I'm going to have to... So we added a low fuel warning. I don't know when it's triggered, though. That's the thing. I don't know what point it actually gets triggered at. So there must be some point or you know, fuel capacity where it'll actually get triggered. I don't know where that is. So yeah, that's the brand new edition, the skinned cloth mesh, in the Moors. That is freaking awesome. So should we buy another field? Is there another field of grass here? There is. So obviously you wouldn't you would put these doors down, obviously. You wouldn't keep these up if you're going to raise the moor arms, obviously. So I guess the next kind of big thing after this is there's going to be a sound scheme. So the folding and unfolding action. This is what it sounds like at the moment. Right, so that action is boring, basically. That's not 22 standards. I want it to sound kind of I wanted to sound more like this. Let me show you what I have in mind. So this is what eventually the Moors are going to sound like, or a variation of it. It might not be exactly like this, but it'll have its own individual sound scheme for the folding and unfolding action. But it's going to be something like this. So obviously those movements have their own individual sound schemes. So I want the Big M to sound like that, basically. And yeah, that's what we're going to be going for with the going to have our own individual sound schemes for the front moor and the rear moors. Oh, what do you mean no field found? What are you talking about? There is a field here. Is it still growing? It's still bloody well growing, that's why. That sucks. You have to F12 that. Grass. 100%, yes. Picked. Growth. Cloud, yes. Herbicide, yes. There we go. And she's fully grown. Now we can hire a worker. We'll get another one. So we have the Krone BiG M 500. Okay, I've been through this before. You know the mod. If you've used it in 19, you're going to be very familiar with it. 520 horsepower, variable CVT. It's got 900 litres of diesel or 70 of DEF, 24 mph road speed. The current weight of this particular mod here is 13.9 tons. That may or may not be adjusted in the future. We haven't decided yet. Remember, this is an alpha state mod. It is not final. The working width is 13.2 meters. Working speed, cutting grass is 12 mph. You have a number of shop options. You have the engine setup. We have the standard BiG M, which is 520 horsepower. We have the Alpine edition, which is 620 horsepower. It is also faster at 30 mph or 50 kilometers per hour. It has a much more powerful torque scale. What that means is it was designed for Erlengrat, which is the Alpine Farming expansion DLC in FS19 and available in 22. Basically, it will allow you to get up all those steep hills and cut grass going up those steep hills. So it's been the torque scale has been specifically tuned for the Erlengrat or Alpine Farming DLC. You have a number of wheel options. We've brought the wheel options up to FS22 standard, obviously. We have Trelleborg, Nokian, Michelin, Mitas. So we have the new 22 tires, which are obviously Continental, BKT, and Vredstein. Each individual set of tires has its own kind of standard wide tire option. Not all of them are wide tires. It depends on the individual tire option you choose. For example, Vredstein doesn't have a wide tire option, whereas BKT does. Beacon lights position, we have the EU style, which is default, which basically puts 3 individual beacon lights on the mod here. So there's 2 at the front and 1 at the back. You have the US style, which puts a beacon bar on the front rather than to the beacon lights. So that's an object change there. Speed signs. So you have depending on which selection, so this shows a 50 kilometers per hour speed sign. But if you go back up to the top here and select standard, it says 40. So it varies with what engine you actually pick. So you have a rear, you have both sides, so it'll put the speed signs on both sides here. And then you have all, so it puts all the speed signs on the mod there. Reverse light, it's a shop option. Reverse light, the Krone logo, you can put a Krone logo on the side here. A green Krone logo, you can make it silver or nothing. The configuration here, you have US or EU configuration. This is obviously EU. We select US, it'll be obviously different. So that's kind of that there. That's the front of it there. That's the EU configuration. That's the US. A little bit of an issue there, and a little bit of a visibility issue that needs fixing, but we can do that no problem. Flag, we have no. We have US, no US, and then EU. So we severely stripped back the number of flag options. GPS option, Put that on or off. Attacher joint. This has the possibility of putting a rear PTO on the back of this thing, which means you can hook up tethers and windrows to the back of this. The hitch will accept either a ball hitch or a pin hitch. A 3-point attachment will not work. It must be a ball hitch or a pin hitch. We have a capacity tank option, which basically increases the amount of fuel in your tank. So you have default, which is 900 liters, or we have extended tank, which is 1,000 liters. And then you have color options. So these are the standard Krone colors that one would expect. You can choose a very, very wide variety of colors. A lot of them are kind of metallic colors. Okay, so you can kind of see what I'm going for there. You can change the color of the hubs. All right, change the color of the decals. So the decals, see the Krone logo here? See that Krone logo? Just change it to red. So you can kind of see it there, look. The rim color should be self-explanatory. Okay. You get the idea. The second decal color then is, it'll change the, see the Krone green on the front here? It'll change that. See that? So you get the idea. So there's multiple color options on this thing basically. So that's your beacon light configuration there, the EU configuration. Krone logo on the top there, look. Let's see that. See all that there, look? So that's kind of level of detail that we went into. This is based on the real world BiG M500, obviously. The internals. All this section here is based on the real world BiG M500. There's even internal stuff inside. Try to replicate again the real world BiG M500 by adding these kind of tanks. The fluid tank inside. There's the grease kind of add-on thingy. Just tubing inside there. So yeah, we did a lot of work on the mod to try and bring it up to a high quality standard. That's what it looks like inside. Shows your current speed. There's your reverse speed there, which is 20 kilometers per hour. Alright. So she's 50 kilometers per hour, forward speed. You have a real-time clock. You have a lot of the, as I said, a lot of the displays there. It actually works. All the in-cab, the monitors work basically. Display real-time information about the vehicle and its status and that type of thing. Mirrors work. Okay, you have mirrors. All the mirrors work, look. Simple IC internally. You have the armrest. You have the body seat. You have the door. Now there are sounds associated with these. They're not working at the moment, but they will be once the final public version is out, obviously. But there are sounds associated with all these actions and animations. You have a clock up here. You can turn on or not. Shows in-game time again. You have a dashboard here, so you can turn the wipers on. Okay, so this is simple IC. It's a PC-only mod. So you can operate the wipers and even the ones at the sides. So they operate on basically all of them. And there's another wiper here as well. You have the in-cab radio, we have the light. Animations. Full suspension on the seat. So the seat is fully animated for the driver. As you can see there, look. Full suspension on the seat. The key, ignition key is animated. Screens are animated. The screens are actually based on real world, so these are CCI 1200. These monitors, they're based on real world monitors that are used by the Krone BiG M 500. There's animations on this obviously as well for the hazards. Steering wheel, pedals. Basically everything works in here. Basically, is the kind of the point I'm trying to get across. Very maneuverable. Very, very nice to drive. It's weighted very well, if that makes sense. So it's very nice to actually drive it. So that worker there is doing his thing, as you can see. So 12 mph working speed. It's kicking up all the particles, dust and everything. It's very nice. That's my bad driving. The mowers do have collisions, just to be aware of that. So there's full collisions on all the mowers. So if you crash into a tree or anything, you know, it will stop you. You know, you won't pass. You know, the mowers won't pass through solid objects. Is kind of what I'm trying to say. There are collisions on all the mowers. There's your reverse camera view. That's a static camera view. I don't know why this guy missed all this section here. For some reason he did. So yeah, that is the kind of the latest kind of build update of the Krone BiG M 500. It's coming on very, very nicely, my friends, very nicely indeed. I'm very, very, very pleased with the progress. Once again, everything is animated inside, so all the blades and everything move. So you can see it there, everything's animated. Inside here, all the blades move. Internally as well, so they all move. Did a lot of work on all these kind of metallic and brass pieces. All the kind of metal work and everything that we put into it. Make sure that it all looked nice. Even internally here, there are metal pieces, look. See that, look? So we put all those little studs, that little pattern of studs, again, based on the real world Big M500. There are videos and pictures of the real world Big M500. We studied it very, very carefully and in detail to get all these kind of level of detail, you know. So a huge amount of work, a huge level of detail was put into this. Even all this stuff here, even the position of the studs. See the studs here? Look. See all these 6 studs, the pattern of them. That's based on the real world Big M500. The fact that this piece here is kind of a plastic, and these are rubber, all based on the real Big M500. All the detailing in here, look. So a massive amount of work was done to ensure that the mod was as accurate to the real world Big M500 as humanly possible. And I think we've done a bloody awesome job with it so far. But yeah, you know, that's kind of where we are. There's still a lot to do with the mod, but you know, we are getting through it. We have no idea when the release date will be. It's done when it's done, basically. That's kind of the only way I would say it to people. You know, it's done when it's done. And yeah, so you know, we want to make sure that it's a going to be a really, really high quality product mod when it's, you know, fully done and that type of thing. And should be fully up to date and fully FS22 standards throughout. And we're going to take the opportunity to improve things and fix a few things from the 19 version, that type of thing, you know. Right, my friends, there we go. I think that is going to be it from me. We have been streaming now for how long? An hour and 8 minutes. So I think that's probably a good place to call it. So listen, my friends, thank you all very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And yeah, God willing, we shall see you again in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.